Oh, Jonn.
Where are they? You hit record already? Why am I doing the Batman voice?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, yeah, this is Real Honesty with Jonn, Ritland, and...
The Terminator.
Yes, we just got out of Venom.
We are entertained.
But that's enough of that, boys.
It would have been hilarious. If somehow Krusty would have made it. And Bear's, oh god, it's a venomous clown.
The way I see it, we can do whatever we want, Eddie.
Wait, no, that's Goofy.
I would actually pop for that. By the way, we will be doing spoilers later. We'll put a thing in the title card, or not in the title card, but like somewhere in the video.
We will be putting in the spoilers.
Yes, but this was directed by Ruben Fleischer.
Yes,
I think I said that right. He directed Zombieland, Gangster Squad, 30 minutes or less.
It explains his particular sense of humor in this movie.
It really does, actually. Now that I think about it,
Zombieland, Venom. You could tell there was some. It wasn't grim humor in the sense of like,
Oh, look, that person died.
it was. It made light of death in this movie, but it was a movie that didn't take itself too seriously, despite knowing it's a bit serious.
to be fair, though,
It was balanced.
yes.
That's what I mean.
It's about a giant. It's about an alien symbiote.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes. Symbiote.
Did I actually say it right?
Yes.
Fuck.
Well, at least he didn't say symbiote.
We're going back to the Goofy voice again. Ah.
Gosh, that's gonna get annoying.
But here's the whole thing about the plot. The plot's pretty simple. You got Eddie Brock played by Tom Hardy. If you don't know who Tom Hardy is, it's Bane.
Hello everyone, Bane here. And yet again, my face is covered. Again! Why does this keep happening?
They must hate Tom Hardy's face or something like that. But he plays Eddie Brock. He's trying to break a big story.
Yes.
And you have Riz Ahmed Johnson, not Ahmed Johnson, playing Carlton.
Riz Ahmed.
Riz Ahmed, and he played Carlton Drake. And
The Rizza.
and he's a super evil villain. There's always these super evil villains that have this great idea. We're trying to save the world. The planet's on the brink of extinction. All this stuff. And this ship...
He's not necessarily... Well, we should probably discuss our opinion before getting more into the plot.
Let's just basically say, I will say, fun factor, this movie is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I did appreciate the little nods to various other characters again, and we'll get into spoilers later. They did tie this whole thing where they're going to apparently plan to do a trilogy.
Yes.
And you can see that with what they're planning, which makes sense.
And incidentally, it was well planned.
It was. My thing is about this movie is it did strike me a bit like the first X-Men. It struck me a bit like the first X-Men because first X-Men tried to do so, and I'm talking 2000. I'm talking that one.
I don't know why, but the way you're saying X-Men,
Yeah.
it sounds weird.
Does it make me?
It's like you're putting the words together. The X-Men. Oh, didn't you know about them X-Men?
Snippets of truth. No. So the whole thing is about it though. It reminded me of just trying to cram too much in.
Yes.
But there were some standout performances. In particular, I do want to say that Tom Hardy was very good.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest Tom Hardy fan. I don't quite get the hype. To me, he's a lot like Sam Worthington. He's a better actor, don't get me wrong.
He's very much a character.
He is.
He knows how to portray his characters. And I think it's because if you look at Tom Hardy outside of his roles, he just seems like a completely average dude, and I think that's part of the appeal of him.
True. Kind of like
Except that he's heavily muscled.
True. He is heavily muscled in a lot of his movies. It's crazy. But yeah, he played...
But not in this one. He was... he looked like an actual individual who works out more frequently than I do.
Yes.
Which is more than once a week.
I don't even work out. I work out maybe once a month. I don't even do that. But he... basically, the idea is, this movie was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I had a blast with it. Was it perfect? No. Was it great? No. But was it good?
Yes.
Yes.
It was great for what it is, but in terms of a movie as a whole, it was good.
Yeah, it just tried to cram too much,
Yes.
and you were talking about...
It was not Spider-Man 3 crammed, which is funny because that's actually also a thing with Venom in it.
Right.
Didn't intend for that reference. but it works.
They did not grace us with a different actor this time. Actually, they did grace us with a different actor. I kind of screwed that one up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoyed it though. I mean, I like how they tied stuff in and everything. I liked it. So let's get into the plot.
Yes. So spoiler cut here.
Yeah.
And
Well,
welcome to the spoiler section,
I got an idea.
where all your vehicles are useless.
If you're still with us,
Yes, if you're still with us, you're gonna want to go to this time right around here. I'm gonna put a little label. It's just gonna be go to that time. We'll skip to this past the spoilers.
so 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So yeah, you got Eddie Brock,
Yes.
Tom Hardy. Basically, he's trying to bring down this whole giant evil organization that
It's
Ahmed-
so evil!
What does it want to do?
It wants to save the planet!
Yeah, but Riz Ahmed is clearly, who plays Carlton Drake, is clearly insane.
Yes, he is trying to do the Carlton, and he's doing it absolutely wrong. He is a nihilist.
Yes.
He isn't necessarily evil in his own mind. What he sees is a means to an end. And what he wants to do is to get humans off of the planet and find a way for them to be able to survive out in the reaches of space. But he throws ethics out the window because he sees them as useless tools.
And in the beginning of the
He
movie,
is a sociopath.
he is. There is something wrong with being. There is something wrong with being a sociopath. So you have this ship that crashes.
Yes.
Because apparently they don't bother to, prep anything for re-entry at all, despite the billions of dollars that they have. And this ship crashes.
Yes,
And
he
you
is
have-
no Elon Musk.
No.
Which might not be a bad thing, considering recent events.
Yes, definitely. You have 3 symbiotes.
Yes.
Symbiotes.
That they did dub over where they put symbiote and with symbiote.
Which is nice. Because they would have said it wrong otherwise. You then have one that has escaped, and it starts to infect a whole bunch of people. They're in East Malaysia or something like that.
Borneo.
What?
Borneo.
That's which one it was? You know more about this stuff than I do.
No, they had the label at the beginning of what the location was.
Oh, I thought you were saying that. Oh, I thought that's what you were saying, the name of this.
No, the name of the symbiote. We'll get more into it a little bit.
We'll get more into it a little bit. But you have one symbiote that
Yes.
escapes. And then, of course, Venom's one of the ones that's captured. You have Eddie Brock doing his Eddie Brock report,
Yes.
and his girlfriend.
Trying to turn that frying pan into a drying pan. News at 11.
You have his girlfriend, Anne, his girlfriend at the time, Anne. Played by Michelle Williams, who's in Brokeback Mountain.
All those movies that I haven't seen.
Various others. She was in Dawson's Creek also. I actually watched the first couple seasons of Dawson's Creek. Then gave up on it. Can't imagine why.
Why look weird on the green screen?
Why did I ever watch that show?
I don't know.
But anyway, after a bunch of shit, she is an attorney.
Yes.
She gets some stuff about the Life Foundation. I believe that's what the name of it was.
Her firm works for the Life Foundation. And she gets some legal documentation that Eddie Brock was in the right place at the wrong time.
And got into her computer.
Because he doesn't value personal space when there's a big story afoot. Especially when he's been asked to go interview the founder and Lord President and ruler of the Life Foundation, Carlton Drake.
And then, after basically confronting him on a whole bunch of shit, like people dying and shit,
Carlton Drake ruins his life.
he ends up in a dilapidated apartment, not a dilapidated boat.
Thankfully.
And I do want to point out that Carl Drake, of course, setting up the whole thing with, we need human hosts. This one symbiote bonded with a rabbit.
Yes.
That would explain why one of my rabbits was insane. No, seriously, it was.
I ain't no bunny psychologist.
No, it tried to hump my Persian cat. But anyway.
So it's a rabbit.
So, essentially. But after that, they figured, let's start human testing. Because that stuff always goes well.
Always.
It does. And of course, the main doctor, Doris Skirts, played by Jenny Slate, who I want to say, she was really enchanting on screen. She was. She's only a year younger than me, but anyway. I liked her.
She sneaks Eddie Brock, after tracking down Eddie Brock and doing a very piss poor job of hiding,
She doesn't exactly hide well in San Francisco.
although if I had to say, because it was quite obvious that she was going to be the person who was going to be tracking down Eddie Brock,
Yeah.
I would have appreciated more scenes of her trying to follow him.
Yeah, this did have the feeling where
But-
it's like there's a few deleted scenes.
But maybe that was for the best. It shows that Eddie Brock essentially has better senses than the cameraman.
True.
And also the people watching the movie.
Right.
So maybe that was the point.
And then she gets him into the Life Foundation building.
Yes.
And then the bonding.
So he sneaks into the Life Foundation using her help.
Mm-hmm.
When security guard approaches, she opens up the door and has him go inside, and she closes the door behind him. Tells him very specifically, "Don't touch nothing."
Take pictures, but don't touch nothing.
So he don't touch nothing. He touches everything.
Yes. He sees this one homeless woman that he had bonded with. That,
Yes.
Not
Not like the symbiote, who
No.
also bonded with her.
Right.
But his whole thing, he was kept a very generous attitude towards her. When she disappeared, he didn't know where, and finds out, yeah,
He breaks her out.
because, first he tries to open up the door. It's the wrong thing, which activates an alarm, which freaks out the symbiote that's inside her.
Because of the noises.
So he goes to break it open, and when he breaks it open, she jumps out, leaps on him, and Venom
Latches
decides
on.
to caress every cell of his body.
He decides to... Is that it? Gross.
It is a black leathery suit.
Jonn. Wait, those are bad. Those are bad. They're uncomfortable too. They're hard to clean. What?
Good.
Yes. From here on, you have, of course, Eddie not understanding. Like, he's trying to go about his normal life.
Yes.
Eating, but he finds out that certain foods don't work, and that...
Instead, he's constantly hungry.
Yeah.
He is eating for two.
Yes, he is. And he's not pregnant, thankfully. That'd be weird. But more and more stuff goes on. You get some humor with Venom trying to get through to Eddie, because Venom needs a host. Eddie is the perfect host.
Yes.
And the...
He's a hardy individual.
Hardy knew ye. As things go on, of course, more of, Drake's thugs
Yes.
come and try and get him. And that's where Venom takes over, beats him up. And then there's this long, extended, fun, but overly extended chase scene with...
It was a Nicolas Cage in a Lamborghini kind of scene.
The Rock, that's what it was. That's what... The
That's
Rock.
not to say that scene also wasn't very fun.
True. No, it was
I
fun.
don't know where the countless drones who decided to... I guess they were built in the Sparks factory.
They were, because they were...
You know where they
exploding.
make sparks?
Yeah.
Because when they exploded, it was like a stunt explosion. You know, the pyrotechnics.
I thought we were going Halo Guilty Spark. I thought that's what we were going with.
And that's oddly specific. But it was a amusing scene that also gave an idea as to Venom's capabilities, his senses, his foresight on what's about to happen, his situational awareness. It kind of helped establish that he's got a lot of abilities before giving away the big scene of when he transforms into Venom.
Which was a cool scene, because he confronted like the main henchman guy
Yes.
and everything, which was nice, and he tongued him up because he likes what he has. He wants to eat him. That's what I'm trying to say.
But before he could, he gets shot in the back. And this is when we got our first taste of what Venom can offer. And Venom got his first taste of a nameless henchman.
He got some head.
Yeah. I guess I'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Puns, we've got them.
I've got the powers.
Ultimate powers.
This was... I was a bit surprised that this wasn't rated R. You and I did talk how that does benefit it not being rated R.
It would take away from the fun of it.
Because it would have become gratuitous.
Rated R can be fun with the right character. Deadpool, for instance, he's rated R for a reason.
True.
Venom, yeah, he ate a guy's head. But would the scene have been any better with blood?
You could also get away with a lot in PG-13. So you're right. I can see both sides on it, but
it allowed them not to use blood and gore as a crutch.
and PG-13 actually did work well for it.
Yeah.
Will there be an R-rated cut? Probably.
Yeah, but
On
I'm totally willing on giving this movie a second viewing when it's out on Blu-ray.
yes, definitely. Not something you need to see twice in theaters.
Unless you like it that much.
I mean,
go for it.
If you do, then that's cool. So, as we go on and everything, you got this symbiote that's jumping for people, for people from whereas in Malaysia and that kind of stuff to try and get to
its other
people,
symbiotes.
yeah, other symbiotes. This one, and which symbiote was this?
This was a symbiote by the name of Riot, who isn't very
Well known,
well known in the mainstream.
like the leader, I think is what they described as.
Yeah, like a team leader is what
team leader.
Venom described him as. But Riot is a interesting one. But Riot makes his way to find the other symbiotes, and finds Carlton Duke. And Carlton Duke, seeing the opportunity after he gets possessed by Riot, finds that the two work pretty well together.
Yeah. And I like the voice of Venom. I like that. The humor.
Yes.
The dynamic.
It was a great juxtaposition of his naivety about the world
Yeah.
and a cruel sense of humor.
And Eddie Brock's like everyman thing and stuff like that. Of like you can't just go around killing the way I see it. We can do whatever we want. There's this side plot going on with his now ex-girlfriend Anne and her new boyfriend who's a doctor.
Yep.
They take him in for an examination. Well, the doctor does it first and puts him in an MRI. Well, because of the loud noises, like what 4,000 to 6,000 decibels, I believe.
Yes.
No,
4,000, 6,000 hertz. 4,000, 6,000 decibels would be like
that would hurt a lot.
About 13 million atomic bombs.
So it'd be a little loud. Okay, good. A little loud.
The sound itself would crack the earth in two.
Okay, if not 3. Yeah, I kind of realized what. But so the MRI machine causes Venom to like snap and this kind of stuff because the sound.
Yes.
And that's one of the kind of things I did like about it is that they focused on that he has weaknesses. As strong as he is, I mean, obviously he needs a host. He has weaknesses.
Yes.
And I like that stuff.
And he's willing to admit to Eddie Brock that if Eddie Brock dies, he dies. So it allows Eddie Brock to trust him a little bit more in terms of keeping each other alive.
And as it goes, the only thing is they did rush this whole thing. They did have some nice scenes of Eddie and Venom, bonding a little bit because they need each other. But it could have used a little more because it almost felt like they set up, and then he bonds with Venom, and then about not even 15 minutes later, suddenly he's like having like a giant action scene and like throwing cars and all that shit.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying Venom isn't capable of it, obviously he is, but it felt a little rushed.
Yes. There were scenes that I feel this movie could have been better with it being more of a character arc. You didn't need a main antagonist that needed to be defeated.
True. I mean, but I get why they went that route. Like I said, it felt very X-Men-like. So we're not going to give every single thing away, though. I will say that action got a little bit goofy, obviously, but it was still fun.
Yes.
Now, you have it where Venom is still bonded with Eddie. After this giant battle between Venom and Riot, you have Eddie and Venom are still bonded.
Yes.
They go to in this credit sequence, San Quentin.
Yes.
And they confront Cletus Cassidy,
yes,
played by Woody Harrelson with hair. That's Harrelson.
Yes.
And if you don't know who Cletus Cassidy is, who's Cletus Cassidy?
Cletus Cassidy is the host of none other than Venom's own offspring, Carnage.
And Carnage went insane because Cletus Cassidy is a vicious, evil son of a bitch.
Yes.
And this is setting up the second movie, I feel.
Fun fact about Venom, the reason why he's insane in the comics is because the very first person he bonded with was not Spider-Man.
Was?
It was Deadpool.
That would explain why he went insane.
Yes. Deadpool realized that this thing was reading his mind, and he's like, I'm gonna put you right back here where I found you.
Yeah. It's a good idea. So, obviously,
Yeah.
and here is where, so that's basically the spoilers and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
You did have Stan Lee in it. I did like that Stan Lee was in it.
Yes. And I guess we can call it an end to the spoilers.
We can.
Alright. Spoiler cut.
There we go.
Welcome
So,
back.
By the way, and should you guys go see it? That's at the end of this review. Should you guys go see it?
Yes. I would recommend seeing it if you like superhero movies or if you like some, good action scenes.
If you like Venom being treated with more respect than Spider-Man 3, you will like this.
Yes.
Because
if you like buddy cop movies, this was definitely a buddy cop movie.
God, you know what? Now I want to see Venom and Eddie Brock fight crime. Like, which we
I'm
saw.
I'm the good cop. Just trust me on this.
And I'm the bad cop.
That would be really, really fun.
We are the bad cop.
But that was really fun. I'll say an A for the fun, B for the movie, because it was fun. It wasn't deep. It did have some good references.
Yes.
But it did rush things a lot.
Yes.
What do you think?
In terms of a grade, I would say I'm gonna give it a B minus.
B minus?
As a movie. As a superhero movie, it's more of a B plus. Although it's not really a superhero movie, more of an anti-hero movie, but you get the gist. It's a comic book movie.
Right.
You're here for the action, not totally for the plot.
There really isn't.
This was definitely not a movie that held together the action with a plot. The
Very
plot
basic.
was part of the action.
Very basic.
So I would recommend seeing it, and I'd probably end up getting it on Blu-ray.
Yep. So anyway, you're gonna have a poll for this.
Yes.
What do you think?
You can agree with me, or you can agree with him. We pretty much graded it about the same, and
Yeah.
I can't put pluses or minuses on here because I only have room for A through F.
So, agree, disagree with what we said?
Yes.
Like, share, comment, subscribe, Twitter handles, and a cool thumbnail,
Possibly. Yes.
maybe,
Definitely.
in the description. But, well, actually at the end of the video. But it's been real honesty with Jonn Ritland
The Terminator.
and yeah, go see Venom. Enjoy it. See ya.
Goodbye.